Let's go. It's Tuesday. Today's gonna suck, isn't it? The reason I say that is because there's no volume. Pre-market, nothing. Like another sub $20 billion day. The only promising thing is 75.50, which is insanely the target for today. Let's go through some charts first, and then we'll go look at the dealer stuff. I did update the chart a little bit with new displacements. It is up to date. It's also nicer on the eyes, no dotted blue lines, whatever. So every gray line now is a displacement area, which I really like because it's much easier to see. Let's go to the daily chart first, just to show you that we broke out of that wedge that we had a couple days ago. If you remember this high and this low, we broke out of that. Looks pretty good for continuation up. I might get some 752 calls for the week. My upside target for the week is 760, oddly enough. Whether we get there or not, I don't know. But daily looks like it's going to continue pushing up. 4 hour looks the same. We're above this bearish displacement, which I really like because that was kind of one of my worries. And that was my take profit target yesterday. We broke above that. We'll probably get a retest and then kind of go back up towards buy side liquidity up at 760 basically. So that's what I see on SPY. QQQs look weak, but I think they look weak because they're rotating out semis into probably like healthcare, financials, whatever that might be. And I'm literally going to not trade that much in the morning. I'm going to wait until MOC because Georgia's picks are friggin' insane. And I don't know why you even trade intraday, to be honest, when we have a bot that gives us exactly what to get and when. So Qs look a bit weak, but I think it's because they're rotating. I don't think we're breaking 700. There's a huge buy block here. So I do think you're going to come back down and test that and maybe go towards 725, which is this area here. And let's see if it closes above that so we can get some weeklies on this. Otherwise, I do like how every chart is shaping up for at least call swings. IWM has made its annual expected move. So this is all-time highs. This will likely roll over here and come back down to this area before deciding to go up or down. I don't know. But this has hit all-time highs yesterday. If I look at this on the daily, I think that's right. Yep. So I do think that there's a pretty high chance that this just rolls over. So I'd be looking at shorting IWM more than anything else. And SPY is holding up better than Q and IWM at this point in time. It's got a couple of defensive names, got biotech, got financials, got some energy companies as well. I think that's one of the reasons why it's been holding up better than Qs, which is primarily technology driven. That is overall bearish for the semiconductor market and maybe even the AI trade and DRAM. Let's go to look at the DRAM chart. I actually do like calls here because you're hitting a buy block. You're hitting this equal bottom here, or relative equal bottom, relative equal low, whatever you want to call it. And I do think this is going to come back towards 65 for the end of the week. So I like the risk and reward here. I posted some Netflix calls for end of the week. They're going to be green. I literally got them like down here. So bottom tick that sucker. And I do think we're going to go towards 80, if not higher by the end of the week, as long as we hold above 78.20 is kind of the target that I got to take profit on these calls. AVG, I got a downgrade this morning. I don't like that because I have some swings on this. I got the 400 calls for Friday. I'm pretty sure they're dead. I'm not going to average into them. I don't see the reason. I'm not going to roll them either. They're either going to work or not, and I'm just going to leave it at what it is. PLTR looks pretty good. JPM has earnings next week. So I do like this chart. They always sell the earnings because what Jamie Dimon does, you kind of beat down the stock and do some buybacks afterwards. I do like how this is shaping up. My only worry right now is this double top here, if you want to call that. So let it come back down a little bit and before deciding to go higher towards 350 is the target that I got for the end of the week. Maybe it squeezes through 355 and then likely it'll come back down for earnings next week before deciding to go higher. So healthcare financials, we've seen catch a lot of bids. UNH looks pretty good for weeklies. I might get the 425 calls for Friday and see where they end up. And these are the top watches for me as it stands. Meta, already got some swings on this, already made 100% on them. The rest are free. I don't even care if they go to zero because I've already scaled out of most of them. This is a nice cup and handle. That's what I see. This is likely going to go towards 640, maybe even I don't think we're going to get 660. But between 620 and 640 is kind of the range that I got for the end of the week. Maybe if we get there today, even better. Then those are pretty highly profitable swings. And let me just show you what I swung recently, so we can just be on the same page. Admin summaries, Netflix 80 calls, 100% of Meta calls already. Have some forward calls for the end of the week. They might not work, but let's see. They were already up 30%, and then also took some meta calls, which have already been pretty profitable. Dell is a good watch for me. I don't think this swing is going to work. Apologies, but it's a pretty inexpensive lotto at $215. If it works, it works. I'm not going to add to it because I don't see the point. So overall, 80+% win rate here on these swings, looking pretty good. And I don't think the world's falling apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swing some calls. I might not do much zero DTE options. Maybe I'll find an entry on SPX, but I'm likely going to get the 752 calls for Friday and size up on those. Already have some hedges for 750 puts. Between the two, I think one of them is going to print like 400% and the other one will likely die. Or maybe they both work out because we've seen that sometimes where both the upside and the downside targets for the week get hit in one day. So that's what I'm looking at there. Let's see what AVGO does, Dell does. Intel probably doesn't do much today, to be honest. It'll just consolidate. I do like how AMD is shaping up. This gap has been filled, so I like calls on this. Maybe I'll get some August calls, but I do like weeklies on this. If you don't get the 560 weeklies, they're pretty good RR. I might get some of those as well. And my target there is 564.46 on AMD weeklies if we get there. So that's what I'm looking at overall. NVIDIA, I don't know what the hell NVIDIA is doing. It's just kind of not doing much. It's just consolidating. You buy calls here, you buy puts there. That's simple as that. If it breaks above 200, they're going to do a gamma squeeze. So likely it'll go to higher highs and probably get to like the 240 area pretty quickly. So let's see where that goes. Walmart, I don't like this chart. I think this is bearish. I was looking at this earlier. You do have a nice cup and handle forming and you now have higher highs, higher lows. My worry right now is this rejection spot. So let's see if it comes back there and comes back down. Then I'd be interested in the retest entry, because what will happen is they'll do a test of this area where there's a lot of liquidity, because whoever started shorting here will have their stop losses right above that. So I do like this, but let it come back down a little bit before it goes higher. I don't want to get weeklies on this until probably Thursday if I'm being realistic. And this is the concern for me where this chart is. I do like how this is shaping up, just needs a bit more time. Costco, same story. You're in a bearish, not even a fair value gap, you're in a bearish displacement. This will likely reject, come back down before going higher. So I like that. Uber, I think Hawkeye did some swings on this. I like the 75 calls, or even in the money calls at this point in time, the 73 calls for the end of the week might actually hit. And my stop loss is right above this. Sorry, right below this. If we don't close above 74, basically, I'm going to take the L on those if I were you, because you're likely coming back down towards this area before it tends to go higher. This is accumulation for me. It'll do these big moves and come back down, cool off, and then accumulate and go back up. So that's really how I look at it. I do like how this chart is shaping up, but might need some time. So if you want to get the 73 weeklies, that's probably your best bang for your buck. Or I got the September, what is it? I think it's like the 84 calls that I was looking at. There's an old drawing. September 84 Cs or even the 90 calls would actually work out really well because you've been in this range for accumulation for quite some time. And the longer it takes to accumulate, the bigger the breakout is, or the breakdown is, whatever it might be. I think it's going to break out, to be honest. RK is getting a lot of bids. I don't know why. This chart looks hella good to me. You've accumulated for quite some time, and now you're finally starting to break out towards all-time highs. I think that's kind of the move. Also got some biotechnology. This is a clear breakout. Let's see if this continues higher. I'm not going to buy any contracts on this. I was looking at the spreads, but they're really, really far apart. So I don't think it's worth it. But if you want to do some commons, great. If you want to look at some individual tickers, you probably can. RX looks pretty good. And most of the biopharma sector looks decent to me. So that's what I'm watching for. We've already seen rotation from George into the other areas like healthcare and financials. And I think that trend is going to continue, especially when it comes to financials. The number here is only increasing in terms of the inflows. So I think that's where it is. Oracle actually did see some sus prints for this for weeklies. I have a lot of lines here because that's where my take profit is. This is a slow mover though. So this is a slow cup and handle. If you want to get into this, I would get like end of year calls for the 240 strike. That's really where I'm looking at. NBIS, I don't know why this sold off. I think it has to do with Meta and some of the licensing or some of the, whatever it's called, like the partial filling of their extra compute. This doesn't look that good, but you're coming into a buy block here, most likely. I don't know if that exists or not, but most likely this is a buy block. So I do think this is likely going to go higher from here. Meta, we already went over. We went over NBIS and some other stuff. IRAN, they sold off as well. I actually do like IRAN leaps at this point in time. When I see this pattern, you're likely to come back down, retest this displacement, and kind of go up towards 70 is the target that I got. So I'll give it some time, but I do like leaps on this particular ticker. And if this area holds, that's the key. I would invalidate my thesis for a call or a leap if we start closing below 40 is kind of the name of the game. So there's that. And mags is strong. I agree. I'm looking at this higher highs. Finally, you're likely going to do an inside bar today as well, and then finally break out towards 71, maybe even 73 if we want to squeeze out anyone who went short over there. So that's what I got for charts. We'll see where SPY opens up, but right at open, I'm going to take some 752 calls for the end of the week. And the reason I'm doing that is simply because I have good put hedges that are in the money already. And I'd rather be positioned on the upside because to me, nothing in this chart is looking bearish as much as bears want you to think the world's falling apart. So SPY, I'm going to do this anyways. I'm going to get some 752 calls for the 10th. And they're pretty inexpensive. The monthly target for SPY, just so people know, it's 770. I don't think we're going to get there. But 752s at 250 are not bad in risk and reward. So I'll probably get like 3 of these as a starting point. Actually, maybe I'll do 2. And if it comes into a discount zone that I like, then I'll get more. So that's what I'm looking at there. And they'll probably manipulate it a little bit at open. Not a lot of volume once again, so I don't know what the hell's going to happen. But please size light. I don't think today is another day to size big either. And Netflix calls are up a little bit. Let's see how much they're up. Let me open my phone because that's where I took them, unfortunately. Hey, Netflix calls are up 120%. Look at that. Trim or exit. Meta calls up 125%. And SoFi calls are still green by a little bit. Not much, 30%, but it is 30%, so not bad. And still got time on those. And 4 calls are up 20%. Not ideal, but not bad either. AMD, let's go look at the weeklies there because I think it's going to go. Oh man, these are expensive. It's not worth it. Never mind. If you want to be a degen, you can probably get some 754 calls. I have one apparently. But I think this is going to go towards 752 relatively quickly. So let's see where that goes. What happened with Intel? Is it gone? Oh no, nuked. Incidentally, I actually do like calls on here. I think they're just rotating on a semis, to be honest. I don't see much other movement anywhere else except for healthcare and financials. George is panicking right now. What is he panicking about? Oh, he's saying get calls. He might be right. He might be wrong, but I think he's right. Oh no, he's neutral. Okay, until he changes his bias, I'm not going to do much. He's a better trader than I am, frankly. Wow, Netflix, go, go, go.
By the way, DigitalOcean's up 10%.
Watching position. DigitalOcean, yeah, I can see that. Man, they're really buying Sandus calls.
Yeah, it's that idea of optimization of existing assets.
Yeah, Net got an upgrade as well. Like this might be a good trade for cybersecurity and whatever else infrastructure.
Even Figma is up today.
Figma is actually going to do really well. I think it's worth taking some leaps on those. If I look at this, and your IPO price was like what, $100 or something? Like 110 C leaps at 22 make a lot of sense. Let's just go see how much they are. If I go to the January 28, like you're spending $600 for a pretty good RR in my opinion. Even the 80 calls at 350 are pretty good. And these have a lot of open interest for whatever reason, the 100 calls. So I think it's going to do really well. If you want to get 2028 leaps, you know what? I'm going to start a position on this because I like how it is.
And looking at some other names here that are going today, FIS, that's a very important one. I know Honkai knows of them. Very much a pick and shovels play. Even PayPoint's going off.
PayPal?
PayPoint.
I don't know what PayPoint is. But nice done. Honkai on the PayPal calls. PayPoint. Let's go look at that. Pay. Oh, yeah.
PayPay.
Oh, dude, PayPay's going to fly. Yeah, it's up above that displacement. Okay, I like this chart. Pay.
It's another. Careful. It's one from Masa.
Oh no, it's SoftBank. Spreads are whack. Never mind. Set out. Georgia's bullish. That's cool. That's cool to me. 750 puts aren't up as much as I thought. 750 Ps for Friday, not as profitable as I thought. Still up 45% at tier. Take the win. I'm holding mine in full. I'm just going to watch the first 15. I think they're just going to shake out retail first and then rip it. If George is right, and we don't know if he is. And what I got to do, 1 second, is put this down here and look at this up here. Great. Okay, I've just sold all of my meta calls. I got one runner left. They're up 172% out. Most meta, one runner now at 180%. So you guys can see it. There you go. There's 175%. Not bad. Maybe I'll just sell the last runner anyway because $600 is $600, right? Solid trade. Solid trade. Good job, Shaps. Good job. See, I never get thanks when I make money, and then I get all the complaints when something goes into drawdown for like 20 minutes.
Wendy's is catching a bid here again.
Is it time? Oh, damn. These are actually pretty cheap. Let me go look at the Wendy's chart.
Loose is loose.
Nah, I don't want to chase it.
All those smaller names, though, are catching bids.
Yeah, I can see that.
Did you take a look at BAC by chance?
BAC, Bank of America. Oh, dude. Yes, let's go.
I know you liked American banks so much.
KRE is going to catch bids as well, just so people know. Yeah, it's breaking out. All right. I'm going to do 345 calls on JPM for $1 here. How about that? Let's get two of these at 144. Let me post a message before I forget. JPM 345 C weeklies at 144 per con. Spreads are a bit whack, but can't complain. And BAC, this is going to rip up to 62, isn't it? And these are very cheap. You can get like 5 of these at $12 and see what happens. BAC.
I also like how KREE's been taken off.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's the regional banking ETF, folks. More or less, not one to buy, but one to understand.
Yeah, I get it. There's no rush. Like, we got plenty of day left, but I just want to set up a starter here before I forget, because I will forget when I get busy through the day. I'd rather be close to at the money with some of these. Don't get me wrong, I like the 350s. They are cheaper indeed, but I just rather be close to at the money at this point in time. And they're already up 5%. Look at that. Nope, JPM is up 20%. What the fudge? Huh. Already up on JPM by 20%. Weird. And if anyone took the Verizon leaps with me, I don't know if Timmy you did, but they're up again by 20%. But we got so much time, I'm just going to keep them all. We got till June 2027.
Would probably exercise some of those, but that's just me because I like the ink.
Yeah, I get it. No playbook. Okay, dude. Weirdly enough, they're buying calls. Huh. I'm still gonna watch for the first 15. I don't know why, but I took some XLV August 21 168 calls. They're up 32%. Bizarre. KO, Coca-Cola cashing bids? Yes. Broke out. Dang.
If KO and the consumer defensive ETF is for consumer staples are catching bids, that means it's
risk off. I think it's just rotation, to be honest. All right, George says QQQ calls. Do I want to play QQQ? For some reason, my mind just doesn't work outside of SPY and SPX. Oh, yeah, I see the thesis, George. Okay, I like it. I like it, dude. I just need to check one thing. Sorry, give me a second. I just want to see what this is. Watching position. I'm going to change it from my voice to something else. Okay. I'm kind of going to do a degen move. SPX 7550C F size. Can I get it at 380? Maybe size lighter than usual, but let me just get on my phone before I forget. Man, the Interactive Brokers app sucks. What the fudge is going on with SpaceX?
The fact that XLP here is catching some bids makes me a little bit cautious.
Watching position. I'd be cautious as well, but you know, we built this thing called George, and this guy's like, nope, go long. He hasn't been wrong so far, so I'm inclined to believe him.
Both can be true at the same time.
Exactly. I think it's just rotation. I don't see anything bearish on this chart personally, but what do I know? Oh, these calls are green. What the heck?
Well, that actually aligns with what I'm seeing here on XLP. XLP goes down and calls work.
What's XOP? Oil and gas, I see.
No, it's consumer staples.
Oh shit.
XLP.
XLB, I see.
X-ray Lima. There we go. I went down and calls worked. Good old rotation. Oh, XLE. Like Papa.
Why do I think this is going to break out? Why do I think that's going to break out? Why is that screaming to me? Why do I think this is going to break out? I don't know. Something's telling me this is going to break out.
So the underlying holdings of XLP: Walmart, Costco, Procter Gamble, Coke, Philip Morris, which is cigarettes.
Watching position. Oh, dude, didn't I draw this for you a while back? It's exactly playing out the same way. Ah, that's why it's screaming to me. Okay. I already went through this.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember this drawing that I made like 2 weeks ago. Oh, damn, it played out exactly like that. Crazy.
Not a bad thing.
No, it's not at all. This is going to rip up on SPX. Just watch. Just watch this candle. This is going to go up towards 7543. Open does look good, actually. I was looking at that the other day. I don't know if it's worth taking anything on this, but looking pretty good to me. It's about to break out. I really don't like interactive brokers. Why is that? Why is the stock doing anything at all? It makes no sense to me. They got an upgrade. I don't know why, but it is what it is. These premiums are holding really well, so I think it's going to go up. Damn it, he's bearish on red now. Fudge! All right, we'll see where it goes.
Well, while we're looking at this type of stuff, I'll go ahead and point out some of my favorite attractions, like like Space Mountain. Anyone else? Okay.
Favorite attractions? I really like the Buddha in Hong Kong. This one. It was so cool.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
when I went to go see it, I was like, damn. Let me see if I have a photo of it. Hong Kong. Dude, I loved Hong Kong. People should go. Definitely. It's the funnest place I've ever been to. But yeah, walking up to this was like majestic as hell. I was like, damn, I gotta come back. And then got to make friends with some of the local dogs there, which is kind of cool. But this thing is huge. And you can see it like towering even when you're taking the little, what's it called? Funicular in or whatever. Like, it's so cool. Yeah, I loved Hong Kong. I'm definitely going to go back because it was a lot of fun. What are they buying? TLT puts. That's actually good for the market, actually.
I know George the Great was talking about KO. KO's catching bids here today as well. Same thing with Procter and Gamble. Both consumer defensive names.
I think K is going to reject, though. That's probably not good for the market, but I think it's going to reject probably around... Oh, wait, is this all-time highs? Oh, shit, it might be all-time highs. Never mind. Might just keep squeezing then. The hell was George doing with this ESTS call? Actually, might be a good time to enter. All right, we'll see where this play goes. If we start closing below orb, like the middle of this area, I'm going to cut the calls because there's no point.
George just had an alert that came in on the apex area for RUT puts at the money.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the thesis because like IWM met its annual expected target, likely will consolidate or go down. But SPY is moving better, and I don't know what the hell QQQ is doing. Let's go look at the chart really quick. I don't think you're breaking 700. I think as long as you don't close below 710, you're good. You're likely going to go back up towards 724 on QQQ.
Yeah, the fact PG's pushing here makes me...
yeah, if the defensive names are catching bids, that's probably bearish.
Yeah, it is.
I love playing PM. I don't know why. Position. I don't want to chase it here, but last time I played it, we got a nice 400% move in like 2 weeks. What are they buying? Tesla calls again? Oh, yeah, they are. Look at that. 425 Cs. Wow.
You know, that actually kind of aligns with the idea what you were talking about before, that Netflix was opening up. Because Netflix traditionally only opens up during times of a little bit more uncertainty because of the economic-based model they have of recurring subscriptions, brings in stable revenue.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think they have earnings soon too.
They always dump.
Yep, and then they buy back up the week after. Why are they loading Apple and Meta and Google puts? Weird. Let's see the thesis. Maybe Apple. Meta? No, it's gone. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
I'm gonna have to get off here. I'm gonna have to get off here sooner than later. I wouldn't be surprised that watch us get the decent move. It's chopping. It's probably going to be a little bit more, maybe like 10-20. And
yeah, they might just check out retail for the first half hour. It's fine.
Yeah, kind of consolidated base. Then
another inside bar on SPX. That is not ideal. I'll watch till 10 and then decide what to do with this. I'm still going to hold it anyways.
I want to check one place to see what stocks are most active right now. By the way, folks, another great site to do research on. Yes, it's going to sound like it's 2005 again. Yahoo. Yahoo Finance, one of the best names.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Weirdly, the call premiums didn't drop that much on Netflix, despite this red bar.
It's your...
Oh, that's why, because going back up.
So Yahoo Finance here. Put the link in there in case anyone wanted to look at it. And yes, Netflix always great. Great for screening information about what stocks are trending, what are the losers, what are the gainers. It is essentially what Google Finance was almost 10 years ago.
Man, Google Finance was amazing back in the day. Watching position. Buying Amazon calls. Interesting. What's Amazon doing? I think it's rotation to mags. I don't want to buy it here.
Okay.
There's a potential of rejection up here and come back down.
Yeah, the fact that Dow's holding up at about, what is it now, 53,087.56, and it's industrial. It's interesting.
Is it DJI?
Yeah.
I don't like that rejection.
It's a chop day that across all the indexes, essentially, unless you're playing puts on NASDAQ.
Nah, I think QQQ's about to flip here. Fill the gap, come back down, hold this area and reverse up. Most likely. I don't want to buy puts on this until you start closing below 710.
Oh, hey, as Sean's pointing out, JPM's doing some stuff.
Yeah, the calls are up a little bit. Everything's stuck in orb. Can't do much. Orb. SpaceX is dead. Stuck in orb. I'll watch till 10 and I'll cut the stream because I don't know what's going on. Up 54% on the weekly puts. 750p for Friday. To holding, but please take the win. Man, I'm not buying Microsoft calls. F that. Gold calls actually look pretty good.
All right, I actually have to go now. I do wish you all a great day of success ahead and profitability, and calls are probably going to work because I'll get off.
Thanks, Timmy. See you soon.
Of course. Have a wonderful, magical day ahead, folks.
I forgot I had that sound effect. Okay. We had an Apex sprint here at 7505. I'm going to cut the calls. 7505. Those are almost in the money. Nah, I'm going to hold the calls anyway. Fuck it. They might send it down because George just flipped to short, which is not ideal. But I took the 7505 calls. Oh, sorry, wrong number. It's at $10,000. There you go. I wonder if the calls will actually work out here. My gut tells me this is just shaking out retail before going up, but I don't know. This is suspicious. What are they doing here? This is weird. This is going to go up, isn't it? Maybe not. Wow, the put premium just dropped as well. What is going on?
Hey, Shabs, I actually found something really quick.
What's up?
Hello?
Yeah, what's up? Send it, Timmy. Send it.
All right, I actually found something that's good. At least on my end, I think I did. Any chance you could take a look at it?
Yeah, send. What is it?
KO 86 weeklies. I was looking at it, and the open interest on it is actually pretty good. It's pretty cheap. Assuming we get the more downward movement today, I kind of like the idea of doing the inverse. Look that up.
Oh yeah, actually pretty decent.
Yeah, it's very hard to find decent open interest on KO.
The 87 for the week out had some more. Might be better RR. Do I want to stop the bid or the ask? I don't know. Maybe I'll do a midpoint there at 48. Okay, let me post this up here. Edge. What are they doing?
Basically, what the idea behind that, folks, is, I'm sorry, Shabs, if you already said this, what is that KO is part of consumer defensive ETS. Money rotates there when it needs safe havens, because who doesn't buy Coca-Cola products sold in most nations around the world, even Iran? You go where the money is safe, and times like this, especially with some news that's coming out of the Middle East, and Trump's also in Turkey, by the way, for a NATO summit, so we could hear some interesting rhetoric from that. Go where it's safe, go get calls on the safe stuff.
Makes sense.
Yep.
The thing that concerns me right now is the put premiums are actually dropping, oddly enough, even on this red candle. So I think it's going to go up. It's a matter of when, not if. But let's see.
What was another consumer defensive name I had my eye on for a moment?
Wow, they're really selling RUT. Yep.
Not seeing a lot that I like here on USO. Which are kind of whack here.
Yeah, USO, I think it's over. You're gonna hit a sell block and then come back down.
I do like this idea of some PG calls. More of a hedge, but I think we would need a little bit longer data to make it work. The July 17th strikes around 155 and 152.5 are pretty liquid, especially
Yeah.
the 150, especially the 155 call for the 17th. That one has over 18,000 in open interest.
Yeah, I think that'll work out. I think this is about to reverse up. I don't know why they're holding this area. Makes zero sense to me, but what do I know?
What's LMT doing?
LMT?
What are you? LMT, yeah, good old Lockheed.
Oh, yeah. This is going to go up.
You know why I say this is because I'm looking at looking at some headlines right now, and so essentially, little theory here. Years ago, Turkey acquired some S-400 air defense systems from Russia. Uh, Ironically, pretty effective. But the thing is, Turkey's in this alliance called NATO, Western-backed alliance, which means you typically either source your own offensive, defensive capabilities from places like the United States, France, the United Kingdom, even your own products. So when they bought the S-400s, Turkey was not allowed to buy the F-35 programs anymore. They were kicked out. And anyways, there's the possibility that Trump could say something about like, "Hey, we're going to allow them to sell them," because he already just made a comment literally 40 minutes ago that's saying, "I may allow them to get the F-35s."
Really,
That's
eh?
why this could work. Yeah.
How much are they? Let's go see.
Here, I'll post the link to the article here.
Oh, damn. The spreads
Like
are
I just
whack.
like I just pointed out, the IWM is bouncing, which is good for SPX.
RTX calls might work. The 205 strike. Maybe. It's a big maybe, though.
If you're trying to play the reaction off something like this, you would want to go with the more direct name. So that's Lockheed because they make the F-35. Or the others who do. Ironically, that could be a good one to play the GTF on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, LMTL might be the play.
You definitely started the chop, unfortunately. These premiums are barely moving on both sides. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm looking at the in the money calls, right? Oh, these actually went up. But like they haven't moved for the last half hour. We've basically been stuck in this range. As long as we don't make a low here, I think we're looking good for calls. Now look at the put strikes, right? The 7505s that I got. Yeah, it's up a little bit, but hasn't gone up as much as you would think, given where we are.
Right. Well, anyways, I have to go now. Now I actually have to go to some meetings. All right, folks. Have a wonderful day ahead. Stay frosty.
Take it easy, Timmy. Puts up to 1180 per con. Not really moving much, weirdly. Chop has started early. My concern right now is the VIX. It should reject here though at 16.20 probably. Let's see. VIX is kind of irrelevant. Let's see if move's catching any bids. Move. Not really. So they're not buying insurance on the broader technology sector. Okay, what's IWM doing now? Still rolling down. Got a bullish reversal signal here though. Let's see if that goes. Oh, no, puck premiums finally moved. Out a few 70.05 C's at 1260 per con out here. Oh, puts. And 75.05s are in the money. 75.05 P's in the money. Hitting 1300 per con. Still holding most. 1305, 1330 now. Damn, 1350. I think Netflix is going to reject that area. Let me just go see what Palantir's doing real quick. Apple, not doing much. Microsoft rejected that same area that it always rejects from, 394. I don't really see a setup anymore. Who calls? Okay. What's Boo doing? Nothing. I would probably sell a call or sell the puts here. I think it's going to reverse up, but who knows? At most 7505 P's at 1540 per con. Oops. Oh, it's hitting 60 already. Wow, 1710 now. Damn, 1800 now. Wow. The thing that bothers me the most is why none of these premiums are moving. And 435 bucks. Whoa. It's so out of the money. Only puts. Weird. Rejected there as I thought. Microsoft's gonna make a break for it. What's Netflix doing? Accumulation, okay. Why are they buying rut calls now? Why? Why? What do they know? What's Rut doing? Oh. Okay. This might just reverse up then. All right, small account. What are you going to do with us? 75, 20s, 30s? Should get like 4 of these. 280. Maybe I can get it cheaper. Actually, don't know. Just waiting for this candle to close at 10:30, and then I'll decide what it wants to do. These are up 11%. Nice. Not bad. 15. It's 20. Oh shit. This is going to go. As soon as those rut calls came in, damn, it reversed up. Crazy. Not a bad time to get some spy calls. Which ones do I want? 750s or 749s? Might be worth the 750s here. Like 4 of these. Watching position 36. Also took SPY 750Cs at 36 per con. I'm literally just waiting for this candle to close and then we'll kind of figure out what to do. Oddly enough, SpaceX calls could actually work here. mana calls, yep, probably work. Blue calls, I don't know why they're buying blue calls, but they are. Wow. All right, they're just going to sell it all. Well then. Hold on, let me just sell these puts 1 second. 7505p is out all. Oh, out. 90% now at 22 per. I'm not gonna get the fill. 2160. Nope, I am gonna get the fill. There we go. Nice. Oops, sorry. I was just writing. I'm gonna sell most of the puts right here because I don't see the point of holding these anymore. And looking for another setup. Not seeing much right now out here. I think it's gonna go up, but I don't know. don't know what they're buying rut calls for. Makes no sense. Tesla puts, TLT puts. And now they're buying rut calls. Weird. Actually might hold here. Let's see. Oh shoot, I gotta go take a call. I'll be back for MOC. I'm still holding a couple calls. They're starting to come back to break even. I've sold most of the puts already. And then holding the 70, 750 calls and 75, 30 calls here. I re-entered these. Averaged into 75, 30 Cs at 185 per con. Still got most in here. We'll let the rest ride. All right, see y'all in a bit.